Hey guys, I'm so excited for today's video. This is going to be my very first no Game Pass house with Bloxburg being completely free. I am on an alt this time that has 0 Game Passes, so hopefully I won't mess up this time. I'm not very sneaky with this name. I don't even think this has very many decals on it. Oh, stop. These are really cute. Well, guys, if you want cute little decals, sorry. Let's go to Bloxburg. What the heck? I feel like every time I come to the Discover page, Bloxburg is just not here. It's so crazy. Today is the second day that it's been free and there's still 300,000 players. Here we go. Happy home of Robloxia. Wait, I forgot that I actually had bought Bloxburg already on this account. I don't know why I did. Oh no, all of my settings are messed up. Hold on. We gotta turn off weather. If you are new to the game, there are a whole bunch of options for your settings. Something that I recommend is turning off edge scrolling and build mode weather. Cell confirmation? I don't know what that is, but I'm turning that off too. I always turn on automatic paying bills. Obviously only do this if you have a bunch of money and can afford it. I can't, but my plot is $0. So I wouldn't recommend turning off the interactive tooltip. These are the pop-ups where it says like press E to do this. I wouldn't recommend turning that off if you are a new player. I would definitely keep that on, but if you are someone who has a whole bunch of decals in your house, you're a veteran, I always have that off. There we go. The rain is gone. Oh, there's someone with their moving truck. Okay, I'm really excited. Let's get right into it. Oh, just kidding. I need money. So I take that back. I'm actually gonna go work because I have no money on this account. Also, to show you, I have 0 Game Passes. Let's go to work actually, and I'll be right back. Guys, this ended up being such a longer adventure than I ever thought. So obviously, like I said, this is a brand new account. My working level was literally at 0. I have never worked on this account before. So I decided that it would be kind of interesting to see how long I was working for as a completely new player, to see how long it takes to work in order to build this house, if that makes sense. So I leveled up my mining from 0 to 18, and my total work experience went from 0 to 25. So I'm halfway through the work experience, which is great. However, I'm still making like no money at all. That's gonna be an issue when I have to go build another house on this account. I am also recording the entire process of me leveling up from start to finish, so I can turn that into a video later. That being said, I added up all of the hours that I worked in order to get enough money for this house. I worked for a grand total of 200 minutes, aka just over 3 hours. In my first stretch of work when I start building this house, you can see I only have $56,000, but I will say I did have to go back to work a couple times, but I will tell you when that is. I never think about the fact that when I'm building these houses and I give you guys the value and everything, it really does not include having to pay to paint for things, which is like, that is just something that I never think of to put in the budget. But hopefully through this, you guys can kind of really follow along and see exactly how much money it takes. Probably is going to be a lot of money. However, I will say working for 3 hours-ish with your friends or something, maybe do something that's less boring than mining. I think work with your friends at like the burger place or something. That would be so much more fun. For me, I was sitting in my room by myself, mining over and over and over and over again. I did notice that since I don't have any of the game passes, like Marvelous Mood or anything, I was having to go back to my house every 10 to 15 minutes to put my moods up if I wanted to make the most money possible. I don't know if that's the most efficient, but just something that I noticed. So now, as you can see, we're already building this house. I kind of built it in maybe a kind of weird way, I can't lie. I built this house first on my main account so that I could see the value and get the shape down. I don't want to admit that I actually spent probably an hour just deciding how I wanted the outside to look, like the layout. All of these starter houses, I can't lie, tend to start looking the exact same. So I was really trying to make it different than a starter house that I've done before. But this basic style is just like, there's only so much you can do, but I love it. It looks like Bloxburg. It's not too realistic, not too boring. I really like how the outside of this turned out. I will say I accidentally forgot that in order to place custom structurals, you need to have, I think, the advanced placing Game Pass. That's something I always forget, and so I added this cute little arch in the front, and I think it looks so cute, but obviously you cannot do that, and I tried so many different ways to do the arch like that with no Game Passes, and I could not figure it out. So if anyone knows, please let me know. So anyways, like I said, I built this on my other account first, and I just took pictures of it, and I was looking on my phone and trying to reference it, so I was, I don't know, jumping back and forth. I also also was really trying to save money by painting the walls first and then copying them, because if you didn't know already, if you already have a painted wall or a painted object, you only pay the price of the object, so you don't have to paint it again. You don't have to pay money. You don't have to pay the $5 to change the color. It's such a good money-saving hack, so I especially like to do that with walls. I don't know, just a little tip. Anyways, I love this new, well, is it even new anymore? These horizontal material things. I cannot remember what they're called. I have not used it yet, but I liked it so much in this build since, you know, it's June, it's summer. Well, at least here in Miami. Sorry if you're in the southern hemisphere, is that how it works? I don't know. But I also really loved this cadet blue pop of color. My last upload was the part 2 to my coastal home, and I used that all over, inside and out, and I love it. For someone who doesn't have custom colors, I feel like this is a really actually cute blue. Some of them are questionable, but I like this one. I also used so many wall trims and stuff, which I will admit they are pretty expensive, but guys, they elevate your build so much. This was so flat beforehand, but in literally 15 seconds, it looks so much better and more detailed. These wall trims are honestly still one of my favorite updates ever, for not only for you guys without game passes, but also it literally makes your life so much easier not having to do structures and stuff. I also love this little window hack. Remember guys, this is on an account that has 0 game passes whatsoever, so if I can do it on my account, you can do it too. If you do have trouble though, let me know. Hopefully maybe I can help you. Okay, well now we finally started on the interior, and something that I have actually noticed every single time I do a kitchen, the counters and cabinets never fully fit on the grid. I think they are a little bit bigger than 1 square, so you kind of have to be a little strategic with how you place your kitchens, where you place them, and like the shape of the kitchen. I can go into that in more detail, like doing a no game pass kitchen video situation or something, but I did have to put them off of the wall a little bit since there is the pillar in the corner. Normally you shouldn't have to do that, but just something of note. I really like how this kitchen turned out in general, but I will say I forgot that I was on a budget here, so I didn't even go that crazy with decorating, but I decorated it a lot more than I would have if I kept the budget in mind, if that makes sense. Like I even added a trash can. I never add trash cans, I always forget. I of course have the little entryway table, it never changes. And then I finally went in and added a couple more windows across the entire house. Kind of forgot that in the beginning. Like I said, this kind of jumps around and I kind of just do what I think of in the moment. I don't know. My thought process is all over the place. So if you recall, I had about $56,000 when I first started this build, and I literally thought that I got extra money. I was like, you know what? My house is gonna be like $30,000, and then I'm gonna have a little bit for coloring, and then I'll have a bit of a buffer, but I'm not gonna use it. I told myself this is gonna be a cheap house, and then here I am. I'm halfway through the budget, and all that I have is a kitchen. So that went out the window. I will say this house could be so much cheaper if you didn't do all of the little decor that I did. You can always go in and add decor later. Obviously, if you're just building a house but you're working for the money at the same time, you can build the bones of it and get the main things inside of the house, you know, to get your moods up and stuff, and then go back later, add your decals later. I definitely recommend, if you don't have enough money going into doing a build, don't let that discourage you. Definitely, if you really want to build something, start with the money that you have. Definitely give yourself a little bit to work with, but just build as you go and work as you go. Something that I recommend, which I did not do in this, is to keep the starter home so that you can always get your moods up and get a bunch of money, and then finally bulldoze it and start on the new house. And definitely save the pieces from that starter home, because you can totally use them and upgrade later if you want to. You can also, of course, add all of the things that you need to get your moods up just right at your spawning point. Or some people like to have multiple plots. One of them is for building, and then the other one is just a like mood station plot so that your bills aren't very high when you're working. There's so many things that you can do, but I love being able to give building tips and stuff. I feel like it's been a long time since I've done that, because I feel like everyone's just so good at this game now, but since there's new players, I'm just having fun with it. I kind of want to do another tips and tricks to building, or like build hacks kind of video. If you guys want to see that, an updated one, let me know. I totally will. My style has been all over the place. I was really into that realism stuff for a long time. Now I'm kind of trying to do Bloxburg style again, but I definitely want to do more things. So I think I have so many tips for different themes and stuff. I can totally help you guys. This is really funny to watch back. I'm obviously doing this voiceover after this has already been edited. My money is just slowly dwindling. I don't know why at this point I didn't just go to work, because look at this. I literally went it down to the least possible amount of money I could. Okay, so after working a bit more, you can see I only got about $12,000 left. I unfortunately did have to work another time. Also, I thought this was funny. Anyways, back to being completely out of order. I chose this time after the interior was pretty much completely done to finally work on the outside. Now, because I didn't have much of a budget left, or any at all, technically I was very much over the budget. I didn't do a whole lot of landscaping or anything. I kind of just did some cutie little flowers and bushes. I love these bushes. First of all, I did not realize how expensive they were. Maybe don't do those. I don't know. They're like $500 each, but I think they're so cute. I think it would be cute to have some sort of pond out in the front or some more trees or something, but you guys, gardening is so expensive. That's why I saved it for the end. Also, my least favorite. Also, you don't have to do these separate grass panels, if you will, because there is that grass texture. I just liked this color better. I don't know. I was being really extra. I also didn't do anything in the backyard, but I definitely wanted to add the fence. I think fences just make your houses look so cute. I don't know. I would definitely add a pool or gardening or some sort of activity out there for sure, but you know, it's expensive. So here's the only tree in the build. And then I finally got to coloring. I loved this green color. I was supposed to do blue on the interior because of what was on the exterior, but I was like, you know what? Let me switch it up. Let me do green. And I think this is so cute. I also did a mix of some different light wood colors. I really miss my custom colors when it comes to doing woods, because, you know, like linen is boring, but you know what? Like, what else am I gonna do, right? I, of course, like every other video, I definitely chopped this coloring section up a little bit because kind of redundant. Definitely go to the tour if you want to see what all of the exact colors are, but I just pretty much give you my entire color scheme with this. I'm so mad at myself. I forgot to press record when I was putting in the decals, so I don't have the video of me doing all of that. I have everything in my decal inventory on my main account, Ayzria. If you go into my favorites inventory or you go into my regular inventory, I have so many for you guys to choose from. Just by the way, if it does say that it's like not available, I forget what the pop-up is. Don't worry, you guys can still copy the code from the link. Don't worry, you don't actually need to be able to see the decal. Anyways, back to colors. I think I show you all of the ones that I use in this video, but just to give you a little rundown of the color scheme. So like I said before, the outside is cadet blue. The shutters are also cadet blue. And then the kitchen cabinets are sand green. The bar stool wood color is of course linen. However, the shelf and most of my wood accents are the color beige. And then for other blues, I typically use the light blue, fog, baby blue, and sand blue. I think those are the best. As for lighting, I do a really broad mix of things just depending on what that specific area needs. So for example, the living room, the large pendant is cloudy gray, but the wall lights, I did the color flint because I kind of wanted them to just look dark, not give off any light. The dining room, I use light stone gray, and then throughout the house on the ceiling, I typically use pearl or lily white. Also, the interior color of all the walls in the house is light stone gray. I never do bright white or institutional white in my interior walls. I think a little bit of off-white looks a lot better. And then in the main bedroom, I'm not sure if I show you here, but the wall is actually this slime green color, and I made it the leather texture since it's a little bit darker. You'll see that in the tour. I love it. Let me know if you want to see more no Game Pass color palettes, and also I can make some with custom colors as well. I think that could be kind of a fun video. Anyways, the tour is finally coming up in just a second, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. Comment if you're new. I would love to meet you. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.